If you're here again tonight, welcome back. And if you're new, you locked in on a big one. So get comfortable. You're listening to Midnight Clarity, bite-sized therapy for when your brain absolutely refuses to shut up. I'm Amaris, a licensed professional counselor in Texas. And tonight, we're talking about something almost everybody struggles with, but most people never stop to understand. Why you fight the way you fight, why you shut down the way you shut down, why you react before you think, why your words come out sharp, swallowed, or shaky, or stuck, and why conflict feels like danger, even when the person in front of you isn't. This episode isn't about blaming you. It's about explaining you and giving you a way out of your patterns you never meant to inherit. So, take a breath. Let's walk in slow. Every fight you've ever had, every shutdown, every blow-up, every silent treatment, anxious spiral, has echoes of someone else's voice in it. You learn to argue by watching how your parents handled anger, how they treated each other, how they treated you, what emotions were allowed, which ones got punished, how love was repaired, and how love was withdrawn. No one teaches kids how to communicate. They just absorb whatever environment they're raised in. Think of a toddler. You've heard one cuss before, right? They didn't wake up one day and say, "Today feels like a great day to drop the F-bomb." They heard it, absorbed it, copied it. Because we are little sponges from the second we make our first sound. So, when we talk about the way you fight, we're really talking about your family's emotional vocabulary, your home's conflict rules, your cultural messages, your nervous system wiring, what you had to do to stay safe, seen, or stable. And that means something important. Your communication style isn't a personal flaw. It's a survival strategy you haven't updated yet. You didn't choose it. You just inherited it. The good news? You can unlearn it and relearn something healthier. Most people fall into one of 4 communication responses when emotions get big, and each one has a backstory. Let's break these down gently. 1. The fixer. Let's solve this right now. You rush in, you talk fast, you want clarity, reassurance, resolution immediately. You hate being in limbo. Where it comes from? Well, you grew up with unpredictable emotional climates. Delays felt like danger. Silence meant something was wrong. You learned to keep the peace by fixing everything instantly. So now your nervous system thinks, if we don't fix this right now, everything will fall apart. You're not needy. You're anxious because you had to be hyper-attuned to survive. 2. The fighter. You're not hearing me. You get louder, sharper. You push because you're overwhelmed. Your anger is a shield over fear. Where it comes from? You were raised in a home where big emotions meant power. Or you only got taken seriously when you escalated. Or you never learned safe vulnerability, only intensity. Your body thinks being soft isn't safe. If I don't stand my ground, I'll disappear. You're not aggressive. Your nervous system just learned that intensity equals survival. 3. The freezer. I can't do this right now. You shut down, you go quiet, you retreat into your head. Not because you don't care, because you're overwhelmed. Where it comes from? You grew up around chaos or around high expectations with caregivers who exploded emotionally. You learned that staying calm equals staying safe. Your body thinks, if I freeze, the storm will pass. You're not emotionally unavailable. You're overloaded and protecting yourself. And lastly, we've got the fleer or the runner. I need space. You walk away, literally or emotionally. You avoid conflict until it dies out or someone else drags you back in. Where it comes from? Your feelings were dismissed growing up. Conflict felt pointless or dangerous. You never saw repair, just avoidance. You learned that distance equals relief. Your body thinks, if I stay, I'll be swallowed. If I leave, I'll be safe. You're not cold. You're scared of the burn. None of these patterns mean you're broken. They mean you were adapting before you had choices. And now you do have choices. Let's get into that. Here's the wild part. Most couples end up fighting their families through each other. Your partner's shutdown triggers your childhood wounds. Your intensity triggers theirs. Your need for closeness activates their need for space. Your silence activates their fear of abandonment. You're not just arguing about dishes, you're arguing with ghosts. And unless you understand your own communication inheritance, you'll keep fighting the wrong battles with the right person. We're going to try a tool called the 3-layer communication reset. This tool is to stop the cycle without abandoning yourself. Use this when conflict gets hot, fast, or confusing. So, layer 1, name your nervous system reaction, not your opinion. Say it in body language, not argument language. Examples might be, my chest is tight, I'm getting overwhelmed. My brain is racing, I need a second. My stomach dropped, I'm scared you're pulling away. This shifts the moment from attack to human reaction. Layer 2, name the pattern you learned. Examples might be, I'm reacting fast because growing up, silence meant danger. I'm shutting down because conflict always exploded in my house. I'm pulling back because I never learned how to have safe arguments. This builds understanding instead of blame. Lastly, layer 3. Name what you need in the present moment. Not what your childhood needed, what you need right now. Examples, I need a 10-minute pause and then we can come back to this. I need reassurance that you're not giving up on us. I need you to slow down your tone so I can stay present. We need to finish this conversation, but at a calmer pace. That's the reset. It's simple but powerful. You're teaching your nervous system and your partner a new way to survive conflict without reenacting the past. Here's the real shift. You don't fix communication by memorizing scripts. You fix it by changing the way you relate to yourself in the moment. Instead of getting harsh or judgmental with yourself, get curious. Literally ask, where did I learn to react like this? Because most of the time, the answer is childhood, not character flaws. And when a fight feels way bigger than the situation deserves, that's not you being dramatic. That's an old wound getting poked. Those moments are less about the dishes or the tone and more about something familiar waking up in your body. So before you try to communicate better, start with your nervous system. Name what's happening in you first. Saying, I'm overwhelmed right now lands a hell of a lot better than you're overwhelming me. One opens a door, the other builds a wall. When we start with I need or I want, we are better able to focus on what our body, heart, and mind are asking for, and slow down. Seriously. Speed is the enemy of clarity. When you rush, you react. When you slow down, you can actually choose how you want to show up. Because that's the whole point. Choosing. You're allowed to replace the patterns you inherited with patterns you actually want. That's the grown-up version of healing. You decide what stays, what goes, and what you become. Before we close tonight, I want you to hear this. You're not your communication pattern. You're not the worst version of your reactions, and you're not the emotional environment you were raised in. You're someone learning a new language after spending years speaking the old one in order to survive. And that's brave as hell. So tonight, let yourself soften. Not because you're weak, but because you're growing. You can rewrite the way you love. You can rewrite the way you fight. You can rewrite the way you respond. You're not trapped in the past anymore. You're here. You're learning. You're doing the work. And that matters. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let yourself breathe. You're doing better than you think. Thanks for spending these quiet minutes with me tonight. This is Midnight Clarity, where your mind gets softer, your thoughts get kinder, You get to breathe again. Sleep well.
Hey, before you go, just a quick reminder. If you're in Texas and looking for a therapist, you can book with me at embarkhealingtherapy.com. Midnight Clarity is for reflection and education, not therapy or personalized advice. If you're struggling or need support, please reach out to a licensed mental health professional or local emergency services. I hope you found clarity tonight.